Hello, this is Tola from Triflow Productions with another Blender quick tip, and I'm going to show you how you can add Rust to any of your models in Blender by using the Rust add-on. It's not free, it's about $5, but for what it can do, it's not such a bad price. It's for Blender 3.41 and above. I'm using 3.61 or 3.6.1 for this tutorial. It renders out in Eevee and cycles, but obviously cycles is better because it has more realistic shadows. And it works on objects that have been UV unwrapped and those that are not UV unwrapped. I'll leave a link of it below the video so you guys can download yourselves and check it out. But let's just jump into it. To install it, it's still the same process. Go to Edit, Preferences, Install. Navigate to where you download that zip file, click on it, click on Install Add-on. I've done that myself already. Let me type in Rust. And here it is, put a check in the box and it's ready to go. Now we're going to use the cube and Suzanne just to see how well it does on objects that are just kind of basic geometry and those that have advanced geometry. And then I'm going to import a model from outside of Blender to see how it works on that. And that model is going to be of a t-shirt that has been UV unwrapped, and I've applied a material to it so we can see how it works on UV unwrapped materials. I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard and change my viewport to, let's change this to cycles, Eevee cycles, from CPU to GPU, maximum samples 1 to 8, enter. Move my light source to the front here. Press 1 on my keyboard, scroll up with my mouse wheel, tap on that icon, and give our scene a little bit more brightness. Let's tap on our world icon, left click on that, left click to brighten it up, left click on our cube there. And here's the add-on right here. It's just a simple add-on, not that many parameters, but for the parameters that it has, that really helps to adjust the look and feel of the rust. Let me left click on that, and it applies this kind of purple kind of appearance to our cube here with the rust on it, and it comes with textures. Left click and then we have a metal color and a metal roughness. Let's click on the metal rough color and it gives us this. Now when it's not UV unwrapped, whatever materials that you have applied to your object is going to be kind of overridden by the textures that are supplied by the add-on. And the textures, they look fine, look nice. You can adjust the parameters here on the X, Y, and Z when it comes to the displacement. The rust scale you can adjust also. If you move that up and down, you can change the amount of rust that is applied to your cube or your model. And the same thing on the displacement part. When you move it on the X axis, it changes the way it appears on the model. Same thing on the Y aspect of it, and also the Z. The Z not so much, because I think that's more height. But when it comes to the color, H, S, and V, you can adjust that also. Left click and drag your parameters. You can see it's changing color here. With the hue, the saturation, I think that's what HS means. And for the V, you can change that also. And the color factor, that determines how much color affects your model in terms of like the rust. The color on the rust, you drag it all the way up, it makes the colors kind of faint. You drag it all the way down, makes the colors more saturated when it comes to the rust aspect of it. Now let's add Suzanne to our scene here. I'm going to press 1 on our keyboard. We're going to see how the add-on works on curved surfaces. So we're going to press Shift on our keyboard, Mesh, and add Monkey. Left click and drag on the X axis. I'm going to give her some more, I guess, vertices to work with. Left click on our wrench icon there, add modifier. Let's scroll down to subsurface, scattering there. 1 is good. Left click on that arrow, apply it. And we're going to add some color to her so you can see how the add-on kind of overrides the model when it's not UV unwrapped when it comes to the textures of the colors. So we're going to click on this icon here, which is the Material tab. Click on New, and click on that and turn it red. And then when we click on our add-on again, left click on that, it just overrides it. So if you don't have your models UV unwrapped, the add-on pretty much overrides whatever textures are applied to your model. Which is, I mean, if you want your whole model to look rustic, that's fine. And you have to keep in mind that all the unwrapped models, they all possess the same attributes. You can see as I change the displacement on the X axes, it affects both models. Same thing on the Y, and so on and so forth. So keep that in mind. Now when you go to UV unwrap your model, let me go to that model right now, File, Open Recent, Rust Addon shirt. I already have a scene prepared. Don't save that. Now this has been UV unwrapped, and I'm going to change our viewport into cycles. Make sure this is on cycles, it's on EV now. Cycles, GPU compute, samples 1 to 8, enter. Make sure our scene is pretty bright. Left click on that render icon, we can see this is UV unwrapped. And then when we click on that pop-up arrow, go down to our add-on, left click, it applies it. But you can see that it applies the default kind of texture that the add-on comes with. But if you want to find the texture you've applied with it to your model when it's UV unwrapped, left click in this space here, and I have it as save that shirt rust call, which is what I've named it. Left click on that. You can see that it's applied that UV mapping to my shirt because I have the word fold on the front and the try on the back, which is what I actually created in Photoshop and saved it to my UV unwrapped model. And now this gives us more control over the add-on when it comes to applying those parameters, and doesn't override the textures that I've already applied to my model here. And the same parameter you can still change around the displacement on the x-axis, on the y-axis, and so on and so forth. And it doesn't affect the placement of my UV unwrapped texture at all. So it's a really good add-on. It does what it's supposed to do for the price that you've paid for. It works on UV unwrapped models and models that aren't UV unwrapped, but like as I mentioned before, you have more control over the placement of the add-on's textures, the rust of it, when your model is UV unwrapped, as you can see here. So yeah, hope you guys have learned something from the tutorial, and hope you guys download and check it out. Once again, I thank you guys for watching the videos, and I hope you guys are just picking up as much as I am from the tutorials. I don't only do these tutorials for you guys, but I do it for myself too, because Blender is just a really, advanced piece of software, and you can't remember every single thing that you do when it comes to the steps that you're taking when it comes to using add-ons, the processes for doing simulations, and so on and so forth. So I do the tutorials for you guys and for myself also to help me as I'm working on different projects to remember actually how to do and use the add-ons and use simulations also. So yeah, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, adios.